Stinky MD back here again. I had a bunch of other random battles that I wanted to do, but as I find my way back into Pokemon Showdown, I am more interested in doing Gen Z, playing with the Legend ZA stuff. I keep saying Gen Z, Gen 9, Legend ZA OU. That's what we're doing today. I would give an introduction to the team. I've been playing with Mega Victory Bell a lot. I know I roasted it in the video last week, but then I learned that it has the corrosion ability, and I love corrosion. Just the ability to hit things with poison type moves, being able to toxic everything. I think there's so much potential in it. I do have some issues with like Mega Victory Bell as a Pokemon and its stat distribution, just because I think like if you have corrosion and you can toxic and you have strength sap and all that stuff, and that's kind of the direction I go in, I would much rather prefer you be bulkier than you are, but we make it work. So let's get into it. Stinky MD versus PLE 465. So I'm gonna leave with the Crocodile. Crocodile is one of my favorite Pokemon. Legend Z, whatever. This format doesn't have a lot of Pokemon available. I think it's just everything that's available in the game. Haven't played the game. Not terribly interested in playing the game. But yeah, Playground's going to take us out with the Slurpuff. Whenever you see a Slurpuff in this format, it's really just Sticky Web. But I prefer Ariados, interestingly. I'm going to get Magic Bounce right here, and then Endeavor. But that's totally fine. You're kind of here just to set up the Sticky Web, and so it kind of cancels out. The speed drops throughout. I think the other thing that's interesting about this format is that there's so limited items, right? So everything either has like the leftovers, the heavy duty boots, one of the choice items, but I rarely see the choice items. It's much more likely heavy duty boots or something like that, because hazards, or whatever those stage things is, Toxic Spike, Sticky Web, Stealth Rocks, very, very prevalent here. And because I'm playing this kind of corrosion team, I kind of want my opponent to be caught in the balance of like, do I stay in and commit? Because every time I switch out, it's such a big it does so much damage to me, as you see Garchomp get poisoned and speed dropped and stealth rocked, and then I just hit it with a big bad hex attack. Or do I switch constantly so I don't get hurt by toxic? Starmie's going to come out here. I'm going to click Rapid Spin and take out the Garchomp. All in all, I'd say it's been a pretty interesting experience. Greninja is one of the banes of my existence, just because it's so difficult to figure out a way to consistently beat it. It's going to go down here because it's poisoned, which is very fortunate for me, because Ice Beam, on some variants of the Victory Bell that I've made, Ice Beam, I get one-shotted by Ice Beam from Greninja. I'm about to get one-shotted here, I think, by a Fire-type attack. I'm going to click Venoshock. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Victory Bell is, like, I wouldn't even say it's fast, but I guess it's faster than most things. And so look how fortunate I am here. I'm going to hit the Venoshock, and this is probably why I record this one. I am so surprised that I lived that move, because, like, the thing about Victory Bell, because it's like I'm running Strength Sap, Toxic, things like that, I just have to live, like, the first attack most times, or I know when to switch out if I'm up against a special attacker. Yeah, but that's as much as I'll say right now. We can go to another match, and I'll keep talking. I'm sure there's other things that'll come to mind. Oh, okay. Coming back to you, it seems to have gotten to work. We're just going to be on the Bow Wow side, so we're facing against Stinky MD. What an intimidating task. Alluring Voice is going to come out from the Meow Stick. Is going to set up 2 stages of Toxic Spikes. I'm actually going to call this from reverse, since it's just easier to see from my end. So we're going to use Greninja, and we're going to hit the Battle Bond here. Maybe that's a little too confusing, but it's actually interesting to see, like, even this perspective kind of gives me a different view about what my team looks like. And so now it's 6-on-4, and I feel like I'm winning. 6-on-3, and I really feel like I'm winning, but I'm Life Orb, so this is the last Greninja thing. I'm going to switch on to Crocodile here if I click the Dark Pulse, but of course I'm just going to click Scald since it hits more things. Greninja's going to go down, and Age Slash is going to come out, so he's going to go Victory Bell, and he's going to Mega Evolve. Look at that thing, my goodness. My gosh. Hey, I think it's smiling. It's upside down, but I think it's smiling. So he's going to click the Strength Sap. I'm getting confused with my pronouns here, but I'm just calling the action. What's going on here? gonna set up a King Shield to protect myself, but there are certain things that go through King Shield, so it's one of those things where it's like clicking protect and trying to protect yourself like that. Like, who are you actually stalling here? You're toxic stalling yourself, essentially. I'm gonna click knockoff because heavy duty boots is the bane of my existence, and now stuff's these things are just not gonna work like the sprites for some mega evolutions. I guess that's one of the things I really like about Victory Bell. Like, you can actually see the sprite, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna strain sap. Essentially, this is stalling here. Like, you're clicking Swords Dance, I'm just gonna keep clicking strain sap, and we're just gonna go back and forth like that. Drain punch is not gonna do that much to me. I'm a poison type. You're gonna take big damage right there, and I'm gonna strain sap again and just go back to full because you keep Swords Dancing. Like, you're fueling me right here. Shed Skin's gonna come out, which is interesting. It's so interesting that has Shed Skin. But all of a sudden, it's a 2v4. Victory Bell has taken out 2 Mons. Malamar is going to come out, going to click the close combat. I had a feeling it would because close combat on Malamar is just an insane move. So I'm going to set up a substitute with Chandelure, just again, trying to toxic stall a little bit. I mean, that's some part of the strategy. I do try to get more aggressive as I evolve the team. But you got to do what you got to do to get the W, you know what I'm saying? And I think I fully committed to calling it from the Stinky MD side. I am Stinky MD, so it's much easier to speak in first person about myself. Gonna click the Hex, gonna do neutral damage and take out the Chandelure. I mean, not the Chandelure. I'm gonna get taken out. The Chandelure is gonna get taken out right here. Victory Bell is gonna come back out, but it's a 1-on-3, so it feels really doable. I'm gonna Strain Sap. As long as you don't have something crazy like Shadow Ball, I should be able to win this matchup too. And this is a bit of like a you know, I'm going to knock off here. That's good because watching this action is a lot more, I don't know if it's uninteresting, but when you're in it and it's a 1-on-6 or 2-on-6, it feels pretty intense. One thing about Corrosion that I learned is that either they changed it or I just didn't know it from before, but the ability to click Acid Spray, this move that will collectively gain more power because you're dropping your opponent's defense, is really cool to be able to hit on a steel type like Goodra. I don't know if people know that because a lot of times people send out their Goodras and their Aegislashes against Victory Bell as if I can't toxic you. So you're going to go to sleep, but Acid Spray is already going to be doing so much damage to you. It's going to be doing more than a fourth. And so you're just going to stay asleep and you're actually going to just go down here. Like, that's what happens with Acid Spray. It's one of those moves that just, you know, builds and builds and builds. I think I had Venoshock. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I keep tinkering around with the moveset for Victory Bell, so none of it's really consistent yet. But Victory Bell had to be the first thing I tried because it's both the one mega that I've seen and it was like, wait, that looks hideous. And then it has Corrosion, which I definitely had to try out. And so with that, we're going to pick up the win right there. It was a pretty, you know, intense comeback, actually, because Greninja, as I think I said before, is like one of the banes of my existence. Just big moves, kills everything. But yeah, we move and we make it out of there. So with that being said, and we'll do more Victory Bell stuff really soon. But with that being said, GG's to the opponents. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.